If you're wondering what apps I use on my PC every day to be productive, work as a designer, a creator, and a businessman, then I'm going to show you all my apps right now. I'm just going to run them through and give you a breakdown of what I use every day. So for my operating system, I actually use Windows 11 Pro. You can see the stats right here. I've always been using Windows 11, so it works really well for me. You can see some of my specs as well. I've got a 13th i9 13900K at 3 GHz and 64 gigs of RAM, which is insane. Then I'm running a RTX 4090 and a few other things in my PC. I did a video talking more about that in another video, so you can actually watch my workspace playlist for more on that. So one of the main apps I use for my graphics card, if I want to tweak it, make it perform better or change modes, I actually use GPU Tweak 3 because I bought the Asus TUF RTX 4090. So this came with it. So, I can see all my voltage, I can change to overclock mode, put on silent mode. So this helps me basically control my graphics card. Interface is not too intuitive, but it's pretty easy to use, and I only use it if I'm maybe playing a RTX heavy game or something like that. Next up, we've actually got OBS Studio. Now, I used to actually live stream on YouTube here and there. I wasn't really consistent with it. I just did it here like on logo challenges and stuff like that. But OBS is basically my go-to if I'm actually doing live streaming on YouTube. And it's also pretty good for actually recording content. If you want to have like a split screen and you want to use Logitech MX Creative Console or Stream Deck and you want to use those buttons, you can do that. You can see I've set up some, I've got a countdown, a few scenes as well. I've got a stream cam. Obviously my webcam's not connected, but basically this is OBS. It's pretty straightforward. I usually connect my webcam, and then I've got this my Sony camera as well, which I'm using right now. Next, I actually use Spotify for all my music. You can see on my playlist, I love a bit of house, Afrobeats, lo-fi, Christian music as well. Just a bit of everything. I mix it up. I just don't listen to mainstream. I like listening to underground things that's uplifting, or house music without too many lyrics. So Spotify is great. Connects to my phone. When I jump into the gym and start doing that, it's easy to just quickly switch. It's pretty easy. This one's for the designers. I actually use this font manager to manage all my fonts, and it's hard to find a good one, but on Windows, I use this one called Font Base. So this is what it looks like. It's pretty savvy. Like, I can search for fonts. So I can type that in. I can see a bunch of fonts. I can use collections, as you can see. Pretty easy. I can turn off fonts as well. I can literally just click the green button and it will deactivate it. Some fonts can actually have families. So I can click View Family. I can see all the fonts. Maybe I want less styles. I can even connect Google to it. Easy to automatically update from my folders. And I've got 12,000 fonts. So yeah, it's just easy to manage it. I can pin things, I can favorite, I can change the size as well. I can go, you can go dark mode, you can flip it around, change the layout as well. And it's completely free. There is a paid version with a few more features, but I just use the free version, nothing crazy. Now, the next one is all about video recording. I use this every day because I'm screen sharing. So I need to do it on video calls with clients. I also need to record videos when I'm doing a tutorial, say for YouTube, or if I'm recording a SOP for a client or a tutorial or something, then this is perfect. And it's actually called Loom. It's probably the better ones out there. I used to use Camtasia and what else? There's a few other apps, but I think Loom is one of the better ones. So you can see in Loom, you can see some of the videos that I create. A lot of it is like setting it to, say, my developer or a designer. If I'm using a designer or a client, I'm sending a video, and it's easy to upload. Say, for example, I click on this one, you can see I've got like a mood board walkthrough, and then I send that to my client, and I just share the link, boom, and I can see that they've viewed it, as you can see, and then I can just share that link or share it to their email. It's really easy to use. And then I can just put it all in folders. So what I like to do is like save videos in different folders. So if it's like my courses, then I'll put it in there, as you can see. So yeah, I just love it. It's affordable and it's a great tool. Now, for my browser, I'm actually using Google Chrome. I've always used it and it's synced with everything I need. So I haven't really bothered to change it. I just feel like can't be bothered. There has been Arc that's recently, about 6 months ago, they released the Windows version. So if you don't know what the Arc browser, it's pretty good. It's got like bookmarks on the side. It's got a lot of other cool features as well, like the search functionality, and all those things. So I did try it out, but I just stuck with Chrome because it just had everything I needed. And sometimes I use Brave as well. If I'm testing browsers, like a web design or something, then that's cool as well. So now in terms of my calendar, I used to always use like Google Calendar, and I still do check it here and there. But for now, I actually use my Notion calendar. Now, when Notion released this, I was actually pretty excited. I'm like, this is pretty cool. I love the UI. It's actually got dark mode, as you can see. It copies my system default theme, and here's what it looks like. As you can see, it helps me manage my day. I know what tasks I'm doing, what client work I have to do, when videos are due. Say I'm doing a video for a client, I have to like make sure that it's ready for YouTube and stuff like that. So this is how I manage my time and everything. It's easy to like select something. So if I want to add a job here, I can say logo design for client, press enter. I can move things around, which is cool. I can see my calls. So for example, I got a call on Friday. I can go in here and I can click no, maybe. I can see the join Zoom button. The UI is just nice and easy. So it's really easy to use. I can turn off views as well on the side. So maybe I just want to see like my client work for the week. I can turn off those calendars. And the cool thing is all these calendars on the left-hand sidebar is actually synced with Google Calendar. So if I open my Google, it's going to be synced. So it's super cool. It's great. If you're someone that likes this, it's easy to change to day as well. I can go day, month, you can go week. So it's really great to use. And yeah, I just prefer the UI. It's just cleaner. Now, next we have Notion. Now, Notion is my headquarters in terms of running my business, running my projects. Basically, everything is in Notion. And the reason why is because I can make databases and pages all interlink with each other. It's easy to share links with clients. I'm able to customize every part of it. And it's getting better. They're adding forms. They're adding Notion email as well soon, which I'll probably jump on that. And I can just have a whole bunch of things. And so, for example, if I have like a mega list, I can put all my learning. I can put my client portals, Kanban boards. I've got my content engine room, as you can see, for creating content. It's just an all-round good CRM tool, good project management tool. And I just use it for basically everything, every part of my business. And because I'm so used to it, it's like hard to jump to other platforms. So, I just stick with it. Next, we got Framer, as you can see right next to Notion. Framer is a no-code web designer builder tool, similar to Webflow. It's more newer on the market in the web building space, but overall, it's an amazing tool. You can download templates. You can do some really, really cool stuff in here. Obviously, I did a recent project for a client, and I've got some other projects we're working on. I'm actually shifting some of my websites from Webflow to Framer now, just because I'm so used to it. It's easy to design, but also I think the animation part of it is way easier compared to Webflow. And Framer's got all these new plugins coming through as well, so love that. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things you can do. Here's another template that I recently got for free. Yeah, so you can really make cool stuff in here. Framer is awesome, and it's also a bit cheaper as well. So if you're going to build websites, you're going to create portfolios, agency sites, whatever you want, you can just do it in Framer. Now, for all the design nerds out there who love Figma, I actually use Figma for bigger scale projects when I'm doing a UI UX design. Now, if I'm using Illustrator, I can do smaller sites and landing pages typically in there because I'm faster with Illustrator. I just like how I'm just easy to make masks and design things and to do logos and icons and all that stuff in there. It's really easy. Here's an example of a recent project I've been working on for a client. I just finished one. I'll show you the other one as well. So you can see some of the UI design we did. I did this with my team. It was super cool. Yeah, Figma is, it's good. It's great for collaborating. And if you're going to head off to a dev as well, like you can do dev mode, which I like. Sometimes I use auto layout. Sometimes I just do groups. I'm just all about speed. So I don't focus too much on the nitty gritty. I focus on getting ideas on the board. And then worry about the design systems and all that later on. But yeah, Figma is just, I think it's good all around for UI UX. Now, AI, Illustrator is my go-to for everything else. So whether I'm designing logos, identities, even mock-ups, a whole bunch of things that we do in here. I do my Instagram carousels, Instagram stories, basically everything you need. You can see an example of like a mood board for clients. We do all that in here. We do logo projects, even like Behance projects as well. And so Adobe Illustrator is probably my number one tool. I've used it for so many years now, and it's just like second nature to use it. It's just great for everything. Next up, Photoshop. Photoshop, I love this. I use it for cutting out images using generative fill, hue saturation, adjustment layers, cutting out things, fixing things, all mock-ups, a whole bunch of things. You can see here I've got a mock-up here, and I'll take this and, I create YouTube thumbnails in here as well. So you've probably seen this thumbnail on my YouTube channel. Yeah, as you can see. So you can see some of my layers there. Photoshop is the best. Used it for so many years. I just like the Adobe suite. I stick with it because it always interconnects, it links, they're always updating it. I got a good computer now, so it doesn't crash too much. It's gotten faster over the years and better. But overall, just great for any photo manipulation thing I want to do, and I have full control, I can customize things and whatever. So I love using that. Next, I actually use Adobe Bridge. Now, if you're someone that has so many files, whether it's images, mockups, basically too many files to even know the number, you can use Adobe Bridge. And the reason why I use it is because it's easy to see everything at a glance. I can connect it with Photoshop and I can just load images. So for example, here, I've got all my mockup packs. I can easily go in here, press spacebar, and then just use my arrow keys and just filter through all the mockups, and then press enter and go Photoshop, and boom, ready to go. And it's just great to search things. So I've got a whole bunch of different mockup packs. So maybe I want look up print stuff. I usually go view, show items in the subfolders, and then let me just scroll down. There we go. Oh, you can actually click on the filters on the side to just show Photoshop. And then basically this is the easiest way for me to, go through and look through mockups. So Adobe Bridge is great, and I use it pretty often. Now, if you're wondering what I actually use to edit my videos on YouTube and my shorts on Instagram, I actually use Premiere Pro. I'm currently using 2024 because 2025 I was having a few bugs and issues, so I was annoyed with it. So I was like, whatever, I'll just use 2024. So I'll eventually upgrade back to 2025. But overall, I've always stuck with that. I haven't felt the need to switch to DaVinci. Because everyone loves DaVinci or Final Cut. Those apps are better for Mac and stuff. So I'm a PC guy, so you can see I use Premiere. I've got a 4090, so it's easy to scrub in 4K. This is typically how I lay it out. I've got my Lumetri, I've got my timeline project. I've also used Premiere Composer as well, which is cool, from Mr. Horse. And then I use packs from Envato Elements. So really, this is my main app for video editing. Now, if I'm going to encode or transfer files or basically change files up, I use a media encoder. Now, it's really great if, say, for example, recently I had a project, the client sent me MOV files, right? .movie files, and I couldn't see or open it. So I had to convert it to MP4s because they were using a MacBook. So basically, I just dragged it into here and then boom, transferred it into MP4 file, and then I was able to use it, watch it, and then I just brought it into Premiere and edit it. So Media Encoder is actually an underrated tool, but it's really good. Next up, we got TextBlaze. Now, TextBlaze is a text expander. This saves me a ton of time when I'm writing emails to clients and I have things in templates, or maybe someone's asking for my portfolio links. I just can easily do it in one click. So I've got all these snippets here on the side. So for example, I've got a client onboarding one. All I got to do is type a dash and press on, and it will work in email, my browser. They have a browser extension as well, but it also works in other apps. So you can see, for example, I've got Webflow one, Portfolio, Strategy Call, and you can change up snippets. You can do clipboard. You can do a whole bunch of different things. There's other formulas and tables and stuff, but I just keep it simple. I just love the snippets. It's probably the best app for PC as a text expander. Next up, I use Adobe PDF, perfect for printing or editing PDFs. So for example, I've got a mood board file here. When I'm doing a presentation, I'll export a PDF, go through, and then record my screen, and then just go through this. And this is the thing that I'll show the client. So you can see it's some mood boards for my client, and PDF is just pretty straightforward. It's what I use to edit them. Sometimes I need to change text last minute or add a hyperlink. I can do that as well. Now, if I'm checking my Instagram, I actually do have the desktop Instagram app, which is pretty cool. So it's actually on my desktop. Instead of going to the browser, it's just easier to have it there. And I can just check what I'm up to, check my profile. I can actually reply to messages on here as well. So if you click messages, you can message people, which is super cool. So yeah, I love using that. If you're big on communication, I love using Discord and WhatsApp, so I can chat to my team, which is really, really cool. Easy to chat, easy to jump on a video call, super easy. And then basically we have WhatsApp to chat to clients, easy to communicate when I'm talking to clients overseas. Those are my two communication apps. I don't use Slack or anything else. I've also got Claude at the moment. I've been using it in tandem with ChatGPT. ChatGPT doesn't have a desktop app yet. When it comes out, I will download it. They do have one for Mac, but still waiting for Windows. They're just slow. But I also have Claude as well, so Claude is great. It's just like GPT. It helps me do, basically anything I need. I was generating some brand names the other day for some clients, so that was really great. Then also, I've actually got Logitech options. It helps me manage all my Logitech items and gear. So, we've got the keyboard, the MX Brio 4K, I got the mouse, we've got the MX Creative Console as well. So I can just manage all that. And I also do have the Logitech G1 as well, which helps me just manage all that stuff. And then I've got Snagit. So Snagit basically helps me save screenshots, and then I can click Control S and save it to any folder I want and create captures with this. You can add arrows and, if I'm explaining something or whatever. It's basically a screenshot tool, and then I can see my library as well and go back to all my past screenshots. So I use it on daily if I'm doing quick screenshots, whether it's for a video, client, or whatever. So this is really great. And then another few little apps that you probably don't see on my taskbar is actually Display Fusion and Wallpaper Engine. I actually bought them on Steam, so you got to have Steam to open it. I can easily change my desktops, as you can see, so I can change my desktop really easily. It's really cool. You can download heaps of wallpapers, and I just think it's fun to have it if you've got the PC power to do it. So that's Wallpaper Engine. And then Display Fusion helps me snap my windows to my monitors. So it's just really intuitive for me, and I really like that. So those are all the tools I use on my PC on the daily. There are some other tools I use in my browser and things like that, but they're the main desktop ones that I use. Hope it inspires you to download some apps. If you do want to learn design, productivity, freelancing, I actually have all my courses on Skillshare. You can actually subscribe with my link. I'll give you 1 month off for free. Link will be in the description below. If you want to watch another video like this, I have a video here showing my workspace and desktop. Check it out.